If the United Nations is useless, if the United Nations does nothing, could there be forces coming from outside planet Earth trying in some way to control the chaos happening in the Middle East? Well, there is a lot of evidence that points to that. On November 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th, there will be 4 days of Black Friday promotions, where the course will have a 40% discount. Ah, Carol, but what about the investment course? Are we going to have a discount on the investment course as well? It's new, it just launched, didn't you know? Go to the website, and the answer is no. The investment course will not be part of this Black Friday here because I just launched it, right? In fact, it's at a promotional launch price. So if I were you, I'd hurry and get it now because soon the price will change. Then you'll come crying to me and I'll say there's no point in crying. So, just to recap, the Black Friday for the English course will take place on November 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th. Well, now let's get to the video and get ready because what you're going to see here on this channel today is just blow your mind, right? Leave your comment down below. A mysterious video released earlier this year by the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, AARU, has raised a lot of questions. This video was made public now at the end of October 2023, precisely because of the recent events in the Middle East. The footage in the video shows an unidentified metal sphere moving at extremely high speed over some buildings in the main capitals of the Middle East. The public discussion about this video began in April 2023. Why? Because this video was presented during a Senate committee session where Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick from the Anomaly Resolution Office showed the video to the whole world. At that time, the footage from the video generated a lot of interest, leading many to believe that it was evidence of the existence of UFOs and, above all, their official recognition by the United States government. Kirkpatrick stated that this type of spherical, unidentified flying object is the most common type that appears, and the one with the most occurrences in the world. That they perform maneuvers that defy the laws of physics, and that they are very intriguing objects. Kirkpatrick also said at the public hearing that although these UFOs have appeared, at the time they appeared, they did not pose any threat to the local aviation safety. In addition, it's very important for us to note that the sighting of this specific unidentified flying object happened during one of the main Islamic holidays, which is Ramadan. What's interesting is that these strange objects are always sighted right before some conflict starts or before a major accident happens. It's as if they already know in advance what's going to happen. I don't know if you remember this, but here on the channel, at the end of the year 2023, I read to you Nostradamus' prophecies for 2023 from a very interesting book I had bought. You can revisit the video and watch it again because people always say in the comments, "Oh, none of what you say ever happens." Oh, really? Where is your faith now? Because once again, Nostradamus got everything he said for the year 2023 right. Prophecy number 5 talks about a huge financial crisis, and you don't even need to wait for 2023 for that. It's already happening, right? Our Nostradamus was truly remarkable. According to this prophecy, this financial crisis will affect the whole world and for many, many years. And it will lead to the total collapse of societies as we know them. According to Nostradamus, in 2023, the United States, prophecy number 7 talks about the rise of a climate crisis. It's also like it wasn't bad enough already, right, Uncle Nostra? He predicted that the year 2023 would be the year that would worsen the climate issue the most. In fact, that year is considered the worst of the 21st century. Things are going really well for us. Look, hearing these things really warms your heart, doesn't it? He talks about the exponential increase in floods in coastal areas, melting glaciers, and mass death of animals. Prophecy number 9, he said that in 2023, England would have a new king. And no, I'm not talking about King Charles III, who just took over. According to Nostradamus, 2023 will be a year to remember. It says a year to remember right there in the book. According to him, in 2023, everything we know will be turned upside down. These prophecies by Nostradamus were made at least 450 years ago. So, how did this guy know about these things? This particular prophecy, which talks about the events of the year 2023, is found within a very mysterious sentence. The sentence says, 7 months after the Great War, people killed by bad deeds, Rowan and Evrax will not fall before the king. Scholars of Nostradamus's prophecies believe that this prediction referred to the situation in Ukraine when Russia brutally invaded Ukrainian territory. But everything changed after the Palestinian terrorist group Hamas launched a missile attack against Israel. And there are many quatrains from Nostradamus's centuries that precede that phrase which are indecipherable. I've read it several times and nothing makes sense at all. If these UFOs know in advance what's going to happen and tend to circle these areas of conflict and wars sometime before these things happen? And prophets like Nostradamus and Baba Vanga wrote, 500 years ago, things that are happening today. I ask you, could it be that the entire history of planet Earth is written somewhere? Like in the Akashic records, for instance. And who are these beings aboard those UFOs? If those UFOs are even manned, right? But if they are manned, who are those beings? And do these beings have access to the history of Earth's future, right? Well, you might remember that at the beginning of the year, I showed you a video of a bizarre, unidentified flying object that appeared in Kumburgash, Turkey. I shared this unidentified flying object sighting on my social media. It was indeed manned. And interestingly, it appeared in Turkey just a few days before one of the biggest earthquakes ever recorded in history. That unidentified flying object from the beginning of the year was recently analyzed by experts, and it was considered real. In other words, the image you saw, including the little heads of the beings piloting the craft, is a real image. It wasn't fabricated. And nowadays, Turkey is also very involved in this issue of the conflict in Israel. Well, my dears, there are many mysteries that we may never be able to unravel. But we will gradually lay out the pieces of this huge puzzle here on the table. I truly hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like. Subscribe and turn on notifications if this is your first video here. Visit the channel directly if you don't see my content on the channel at least once a week, because we always have new videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Also, don't forget that on November 24th, there's the Black Friday sale for my English course. So if you want to learn a lot of English with me, you have to sign up there. You can also join our WhatsApp channel to get the discount coupon, okay? A big kiss for you all, and I'll see you in our next videos. Bye.